And welcome back to another week of the Benchwarmers. Looking forward to another big show with some big results in the Barossa this week, Brad. Looking forward to talking about that.
Chook, it's been a massive 2 weeks. We had last week off, but
Yes.
it's been worth the wait, hasn't it? We had a massive night last night here, supporting the sponsors.
Yeah, always good to come and look after our major sponsor, the Exchange Hotel. So, shoulder to shoulder on the dance floor, and you could not move. DJ Ben was pumping. Fantastic night down here. So we thank the Exchange Hotel, along with all of our sponsors that allow the show to go ahead each and every week. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this and cover local footy. And you said it's been 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Lots happened in 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to get stuck into that. We're going to have a short break, thank all those sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to get into the Feel Good Fill Up, which I am excited for this week.
And thanks to Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, we are back for another massive instalment of the Feel Good Fill Up. Chook, what do you know about Rams Home Loans?
Rams Home Loans, $4,000 cash back at the moment if you're looking to refinance your new build or existing. So make sure you get in contact with Lyndon and the team at Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, Brad, and he'll give you all the terms and conditions and all the information and help you through the process. Very, very easy to deal with, so get in touch with them today.
It's fantastic, Chook, and it's been 2 weeks. It's been a massive 2 weeks, and we're even joined by a live audience here to digest it all.
Yeah.
So we've got three big ones, and we'll get through it, eh? So first one, we better not forget it, was now 2 weeks ago. Taylor Walker, 250 games and 10 goals to celebrate. How about that?
Yeah, it was last week, so it was only a week ago, not 2 weeks. But
Been a big 2 weeks.
Been a big 2 weeks, but what a way to, couldn't have happened any better.
Yeah.
Playing West Coast, the bottom side, still got 40,000 to the Adelaide Oval, which on a Saturday afternoon, which it would have been very easy not to. And Taylor's kicked 3 in the first 15 minutes of the game and set the crowd alight, and has partied on, kicking 10 and got the Crows to a massive win, and the place was going bananas, Brad.
It was massive, Chook. I was at home. It was party time behind the TV, but you were on the hill having a few chocky milks as well.
I caught up with the Marmalade boys for a bit, and it was chaos up there. There was kids handing us chocky milks. We weren't even buying them. I'm trying to buy beers. Milks were getting given to us. It was absolute chaos. Tex had his own bay of seats. Now it's about 200 to a bay. He had his own bay of seats booked out for the game as well, and it was party time there. The whole place, the atmosphere was out of control, and continued long into the night.
Yeah, he's a popular man, old Tex, isn't he? So well done. Brought it up in style. Well done, Taylor. Second one, Chook, we're sticking with the footy, getting a little bit closer to home as well. The Central Districts women's team, they have made finals for the first time, made a grand final for the first time, and won the premiership for the SNFLW. How good's that?
Well, if you watch the game, Brad, it's unbelievable. You were obviously there, and there's no time on in women's footy. It's 20-minute flat quarters, and it took until the 19th minute to kick the score to hit the lead in the last quarter. Yeah. And the girls, a massive effort from them. A lot of girls that are tied to the Barossa as well, which is really exciting for this competition, and just what a fantastic effort, and it was great to see them go so well.
It's huge, Chook. They battled for a few years, and they battled all day. Literally 20 seconds ago, they've hit the lead, as you said. So and they brought it up in style, and the crowd went bananas, didn't they?
They did. You're seeing there. Hopefully, Jacob's got some footage of you carrying on the hill, and there's a little photo of you later in the night if Jacob can slip that in there as well. But a massive effort by all the Central Districts Footy Club to get down and support the girls and get right behind them. And as you like to tell me, Brad, one club and very strong. And sounds like both teams celebrated last week and continue those celebrations this week as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Chook. And I usually stay out of the editing process after, but I might have a bit to do with those photos afterwards. But you got to celebrate, Chook. Not often you win premierships, do you?
No, you don't.
Well, you win your fair share. Last one, Chook. We're going a little bit more global as well. We can't forget these boys. It is all happening at the minute. The winner of the Feel Good Fill Up this week goes to the Australian cricket team. They're the World Test champions. They've just brought that up. They've started well in the Ashes. All this talk of Bazball and all the rest of it, we've really stuck it up the Poms to start with. Smith, Labuschagne, Hetty, they're the top 3 batsmen in the world. How good's that?
Well, it's been a fantastic 3 weeks so far. It's going to be an unbelievable next 6 weeks as well, in addition to that, because there's just something about playing cricket in the UK. about watching it over here. It's just better. And I don't know, it's on prime time. First ball's at 7:30 every night, which is unreal, so you can fall asleep to it every night. But the World Test Championship, obviously, to go and win that is a massive effort from the boys. Obviously, our very own Hetty getting man of the match and 160 odd as well is fantastic and a great result for how well he's going over these last 2 years, and to get the recognition with Smith and Labuschagne in the top three. First time since 1980, it was 3 West Indians were the last time that there was 3 at the top of the ICC batting rankings as well. So big effort. Ashes on at the moment. We're in the middle of the first test. Day 3 is about to start as we're filming this, Brad, and I think if we can put 500 on, which with Carey and Uzi at the crease, I think we can get there. And let's have a look at what these Bazball blokes come out and produce in the 3rd innings of the game.
It's fantastic, Chook. You do love your cricket. We better stick to the footy side of things here. Another man that loves his cricket, Bobby Bilney. He's going over for day 4. So watch out in the crowd for him. He'll be wearing his shirts. He's got a whole group of them, and he'll be looking to get a bit of airtime as well.
Well, and he loves the show, Bobby. So a big shout out to him. Organising the South Gawler reunion for the past players at the moment. Sending out plenty of emails, and he's doing a good job trying to get everyone together.
Yeah, everyone get around him, get around the South Pass players, and get around Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide. We'll be back next week for another instalment.
Another fantastic edition of the Feel Good Fill Up, Brad, and I feel like I've been saying fantastic and massive a lot on this show, and it's because we do, and only fitting now, Brad, that we do talk about a massive week in the Barossa and some great games of footy, and I'm really excited to sink my teeth into this. Game 1, Zangiston 17-17, 119, defeating Kapunda 3-9-22, 27, sorry. Massive win by the Panthers, really stamped their authority on this game.
It is, Chook. It's a big game. 2 teams we're probably not too sure how they're sitting for this season, but an important game nonetheless for both of them to keep their season alive for that 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th position. Best there for Angerson, McInerney, Corcoran, Proprotny. Goals to Miles 3, Tuckwell 3, Argent, Durden, Cowhagen, Schubert, all 2 each. And best for Kapunda, flying the flag there, was Joey Brown, Mudge and Fraser Evans back in as well. Goals, Aish 2.
Yeah, it's obviously good for Kapunda to have Fraser Evans back, with the Sturt having the Sunday game this week. But great to see a very good spread of goal kickers from the Panthers, but all with multiples as well. So
that's right.
Sharing the load, but they've got good to see you got multiple goal kickers in your forward half, which Hadzi would be very happy with.
That's right, Chuck. We've probably banged on about that about South Gawler as well. That you don't often see big bags of 6, 7, 8, but more your 2s and 3s across the board with the midfielders and the forwards running. And Mark Angerson as well. They definitely come out to play. So at quarter time, 6-6 to 0-5. And that was just about the game from there. They knew this was a big one for them.
Yeah, the other thing good to see, great to see a lot of young names in those goal kickers as well. So Hads will obviously come from Central's program last couple of years, and he'll be looking to get some youth in, and might not be about what they do this year, but building and getting games into these kids for the years to come as well. Let's have a look at the next game, Brad. It was Freeling 4-7-31 defeated by South 10-18-78, and probably not the scoreline you expected, and hats off to Freeling.
Nah, that's right, Chook. And South out to a bit of an early lead, 5-4 to 2-0 at quarter time, and it was just a bit of an arm wrestle from there. Obviously, a little bit wet and boggy out at Freeling, but credit to Freeling to make South earn it. That's for sure. Their best there, Poulton, Dutchke, Koshel with goals. Poulton 2, and best for South, Pisani, De Jong and Burton, and goals to Clements 3 and Benison back from Centrals 2. Yeah,
great to see Aussie Poulton's name in there for Freeling. He is a superstar of a kid, great cricketer as well. So he is, I don't know if he's 18 yet, Aussie, he might be close, but he's a young talent, and Freeling need to keep in, and he's sort of bloke that he'll be a future club captain, and you'll be able to build a side around if he hangs around, and I hope he does, because he's an absolute talent, and you see a couple of the older heads in Dutchke and Koshel getting involved in the game. They got some really gun veterans, and they got some great kids. If they can fill that middle, a few more players like Benny Heinrich and that, you give them some support. They're going to be a great side, and they're probably 3 or 4 players away. I feel the Redlegs from. Which might be another year, which might be this off-season and going into next year, from being able to really compete with the top teams again.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, Chook. For South, Paddy White, he actually turned back the clock. His trademark run and bounce and danced in and around a few players and kicked one from 50. That would have been good to watch. De Jong as well, his best game for South, slotted into second best. He's starting to find his feet in that side. And Burton, he's as fit as a fiddle at the minute, Chook. He battled with a few injuries last year. He was sort of, trying to get his body right, but he hasn't missed a beat this year. We know how good he is. He's
an absolute superstar. Got the blonde rinse through the feathers as well, which a few players down at South do. So don't mind seeing that, Brad. And another good win. The juggernaut that is South Gawler keeps on rolling. Let's have a look at game 3, and it was Williston 9-13, 67 defeated Tanunda 6-12, 48. Big win for the Donnybrooks.
Absolutely, Chook. Their best there, Blakey Hargraves, our boy, Childs second best, and Saxon Evans third. Goals to Henschke 2, Earlham 2, and Mackenzie 2. And for Tanunda, Manning, Calhoun, and Hahn, their best, with goals to Calhoun 3 and Brooks 2.
Yeah, well, good to see the coach getting involved in the best players there again. So Muff doesn't mind putting himself in there a bit, but
we'd better clarify. We don't actually think he does the best players, do we?
Oh, I know he doesn't, but it's always good to say that the coach does. Makes a good radio
every
on
week
TV.
He gets stuck into it.
Yeah, but he's a superstar of the comp. And tell us, Brad, a little bit about Hargraves for the Donnybrooks.
Yeah, he's a good fella. Across from Golden Grove, he's fit as a fiddle. Loves his gym, loves his fitness. So great to see him featuring in the best. I reckon that's his first best on ground. But we know he's good, and if they can get into that 4th spot, he could be massive at the point end of the year.
Absolutely, look forward to that. And social media influencer as well.
Yes, loves it. Documents his fitness journey, so get around that. Blake Hargraves.
Good call.
Good
look
fella.
Forward to watching more of that. Let's have a look, Brad. And this is game of the round, an upset, massive upset that a lot of people would have thought. And that's Gawler Central 12-981 defeating Barossa 10-9-69. Unbelievable win by the Tigers. We rode them off against the Dogs, and they proved us wrong, and I think everyone else around the competition. Yeah,
it's a game that's going to turn a few heads and start a few conversations, and it's fantastic for us running a local footy show, something to talk about. I think we said how good Barossa were going, and I think I said 2 weeks ago, I think they're due for a little slip up, and they come out and beat Williston by 110 points.
Proved us wrong.
But this was their game. They did slip up. We know they're a really good side, Chook, but you can't bring it every week, and Gawler Centrals have capitalised on that, which is making that middle of the table really interesting. So Gawler Central's best there. Pilkington, Harrison, and Viddle, goals, Brading 3, I'm sure you'll touch on him. Koff 3, moving up in those leading goal kickers for the competition. Mercer 2, best for Barossa, Kickle, Dew and Alex Arthur. Goals, Griffiths 3 and Riswick 2.
Yeah, fantastic effort. And I'll tell you what they've done, and we've spoken on this show about Shilbeer and Riswick and how important they are for Barossa, and they're generating a lot of Barossa's goals. I got, with the week off, I spent actually a couple of trainings at Gawler Centrals during the week last week, and got to listen to Shane Dorr, and obviously he's been around for a long time, but it's different when you're the twos coach to when you're the head coach, and got to listen to him and how he goes about it, and some really strong planning from the Tigers, and had a plan in place and knew what they had to do, and we weren't able to be there unfortunately, but if you look at the scores by all reports and talking to them Saturday night, Brad, as we popped down to the club, they executed that and went a big way to winning the game, and then some individual brilliance from Sean Brading, who does roll around with his own tag as Mr. September, because he usually kicks some match-winning goals in grand finals, and he's done it before, and he's decided to pull them out in June this year, and has kicked 3 off, I think, 1 training and not much match fitness, so massive effort from Braids.
No, he's a good fella, and when push comes to shove, Brading usually seems to pop up. There had to be a typo in their best players, didn't there? We went through our Play HQ trying to do our notes, and Brading's name not in there, but not in their best, but a massive influence on the game from all reports.
They're foxing the comp there, just leaving Braids out for sure. But it was good to get back to the club for the awards, Brad.
Yes, and get a little shout out in the best players.
Yes.
Somehow the Benchwarmers boys have got a little plug.
We did, but Shane, the coach, wanted to do a live version of the Benchwarmers. So good to see tuning in, Shane, and very positive week for the boys, and that should really drive some confidence. They got Joe Botten back as well, their big ruckman, vice captain, key pillar to their to how they play, and you know how important rucks are in the Barossa. So they're starting to get some players back and getting some continuity and playing good footy. So well done. But we know Barossa, Brad, and we know
they'll bounce back.
They'll bounce back. They'll review the game and spend a lot of time preparing for next week.
You'd rather have these little slip-ups, we'd call it. We would expect them to have Gawler Central's measure. You'd rather have these slip-ups this time of year and not later on in the year.
Absolutely. It gives you time to rectify. Sometimes this time of year when you're going well, you can sort of get ahead of yourself. So not a bad one for Barossa to reset, but for Gawler Central's, massive for them in terms of playing finals footy.
Yeah, that's right, Chook. And someone that'll be trying to work his way into the side. We know he'll be putting pressure on for selection, Jordan Neat.
Yeah, he's going to struggle now, I think. But he no doubt he'll be doing everything he can to put pressure on.
Yeah, no, that's for sure, Chook.
We're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a look at round 9 with, again, some ripper games coming up this week. So we're going to thank our sponsors and come back after this short break. Again, thank you to our sponsors. Looking forward to going through round 9, Brad. Been a big show, obviously lots to talk about this week, and looking forward to getting home and tuning into the Ashes tonight as well. Let's have a look at the games round 9, and the big one, GC versus Williston, the local derby, but a bit more on the line than just that.
There could be a bit in this, Chook. I think, obviously, for the latter, I reckon this could be a really interesting contest and a really fierce battle as well. Both teams will put their heart on their sleeve. This is, 4-4 spot, and I think that'll put them, because they're both tied, that'll put them both, whoever wins a game, clear into 4. So massive game, Gawler Central, Williston. On form, I'm going to go Gawler Central.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm going to go Gawler Central, and it's a very family affair, this game as well. Gawler Central, heavy affair with, you got Damien Herzick, obviously Gawler Central, premiership coach, coaching Williston. Craig Dorr, Shane Dorr's brother, also a former Gawler Central coach as his assistant, as well as a few other support roles at Williston from Gawler Centrals, along with Zach Henschke and a few other boys that have played at Gawler Central. So I think the Tigers will get the win, and it's going to be a great battle, and there'll be a fair bit of feeling in this, I feel, and it's going to be a great game. So looking forward to that. We may even try to get down there with the week off, Brad, as well. Let's next game, Tanunda taking on Freeling. And this one as well, Brad, is going to be a great battle.
It will, Chook. Tanunda at home for this one. I think that they've been a little bit scratchy, but we know they've got a little bit of class up top as well. I think they might just have Freeling's measure. Yeah,
I am going to go different here, and we'll get a message from Trent Gers about this, because he doesn't like me tipping against Tanunda, but feel like Freeling take a lot of confidence from the weekend, and I reckon they're due to take a scalp. I'm going to go Freeling to knock off Tanunda as well. Next game, Brad, South Gawler taking on Angaston.
Yeah, the Blue and White Cup, Chook, down at South. I think South will have Angaston's measure, but Angaston, they'll be up and about, so hopefully they give South a bit of a run for their money.
I'm with you. I'm going the Lions there as well. In the last game of the round, Kapunda taking on Newry.
Yeah, big game. Hopefully, we'll see what Kapunda come back with after last week, but we know Newry, they probably haven't quite hit their straps. I think we saw this, the way they approach finals campaigns. I think they start to do what needs to be done at the right time of year, whether there's a few niggles and things like that. They just sort of get them right at the right time of year. So they might be up to get beaten, but I think they'll be too good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Newry as well. One player that Newry is desperately missing, which is underrated, is Jack Henke.
Yes, he's a fantastic player. He might feature later on the year at the pointy end, but who knows? He's actually playing really well down at Central, so he might be stuck down there, which is good for him. Now, Chook, some massive games there to cover. It'd be good to go out and watch a few of them with our week off, but you're playing.
Yeah, we're going to give the Div 12 Resis a go. So it's 11:15 kickoff down at Lockley. So obviously some great games, 2:10 start, so plenty of time to get down to your local club. But there's a lot of people. The social media's been blowing up the last couple of weeks.
This could be bigger than Gather Round.
Could be. So if you are looking to come down for a watch, 11:15 at Lockley's. Bar will be open, the canteen will be open, the Chocky Milks will be cold.
Yes.
And hopefully we can get Lockley's boys their second win of the season. Their second win of the season. They've won one. So I don't think it's going to work that way. I think we're playing one of the top teams, but it'll be all in good fun anyway. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to
Hopefully
that.
there is some chalky milk left in stock by about 11:15. But what's for Friday night dinner?
Not sure. I'm going to catch up with the boys. I've got my Friday lunch club, which on Friday, so there might be a few beers involved in that. But we'll see. Might try to catch up the boys and go to a Hanson Road pizza joint and get a big snitty or something. See how we go.
Beautiful. Make sure you prepare well.
Looking forward to that, Brad. Looking forward to next week. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and well done to everyone on the weekend. Good luck with if you're playing next week. If not, we'll see you down at Lockley's. Thank you again to all our sponsors. Look forward to seeing you next week.